Hello, everybody. It is 1 o'clock, so I will get this meeting started. Welcome, everybody, to the NNP Symposium. If this is your first presentation that you're watching with us, or your third, this is the third presentation slot of the day. Just welcome to the NNP Symposium. We are so glad that you are able to make it. We are fully funded by the Eric P. Newman Numismatic Education Society, so I want to give credit where credit is due. They are the people that make it possible for you to come and learn more about numismatics, all for free. So I want to shout out to them and thank them for all that they do. So I'm just going to go over a few housekeeping things before I introduce our speaker for the hour. Recordings. We are recording this meeting as we are recording all the other NNP Symposium presentations. So those will be available to view on our website about 2 weeks after the symposium. So if you wanted to see one that you didn't get to see, or want to watch another one again that you did see, whatever the case, you'll be able to watch it on our website around April 25th, I believe. So, and then there's a Q&A button on the bottom of the screen. So throughout the presentation, if you have questions, you can go ahead and drop them in there, and I will be hosting a Q&A after Del's presentation, so you can talk to him, get some more insight on his topic. And that is all the housekeeping stuff that I have. So I will introduce our speaker for the hour. This is Delmar Mineard Jr. He'll be talking with us about the 35th anniversary of the American Silver Eagle and everything you need to know about the American Silver Eagle. So Del is a member of the ANA, CAC, NGC, as well as the Madison Coin Club, and now the Numismatists of Wisconsin. So he's very knowledgeable. He said, we were talking before the presentation, he's been a collector for years, so super knowledgeable, and I'm super excited to learn from him more about silver eagles. And so we're just glad that you guys could join us. So I will hand it off to you, Delmar.
Thank you, Andy. Good morning and afternoon to everyone. No matter if you're a seasoned American Silver Eagle collector or a new collector, I hope you learned something new about this presentation. I recommend that you have a pen and paper to make some notes. This is the agenda for this presentation. Please hold your suggestions until the end. Once we finish the important history lesson and key dates, we will move into the large variety of cores and labels, which includes lots of photos and some of the new unique releases from the U.S. Mint. This slide tells you everything you need to know about the Silver Eagle, specifications and key facts. The American Silver Eagle are struck in 1 troy ounce, 99.9 pure silver, and measure a massive 40.6 millimeters in diameter. This makes them the largest and purest U.S. silver dollar ever struck, even heavier than the Morgan silver dollar. Securing American Silver Eagles gives you security of owning precious silver whose weight, purity, and authenticity is guaranteed by the United States government. This slide shows the 1986 San Francisco minted a Silver Eagle. President Ronald Reagan signed the Liberty Coin Act into law July 9, 1985, which authorized the United States Mint to strike America's new silver bullion dollar. Federal law requires that the U.S. Mint to strike bullion uncirculated Silver Eagles as needed to meet public demand. Through the past 4 decades, demand for Silver Eagles has steadily grown. From time to time, when surging demand has exceeded supply, the Mint has been forced to suspend sales of Silver Eagles for a period of time. For enthusiasts, Silver Eagle buyers, securing these coins when they are available is a must. so they don't want to miss out on any issues. When the Silver Eagle was proposed, the U.S. Mint was faced with a decision of what coin reverse design should be used. Mint officials turned to one of their rising stars, Mint engraver John Mercanti, who accepted the challenge. Mercanti designed the majestic Heraldic Eagle, complete with a shield with 13 stars representing the 13 original colonies. The new design is proven to be a timeless modern classic. For his contribution to the American Silver Eagle, among the many other U.S. coin designs, John would be named the 12th chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The American Silver Eagle dollar is named for the mighty eagle on the reverse that appears on coins from 1986 through 21, a bold expression of patriotism and national pride. The obverse features the legendary Walking Liberty design that first appeared on silver half dollars from 1916 to 1947. It depicts Lady Liberty draped in the American flag, striding forward toward the dawn of a new day. The Silver Eagle is the latest masterpiece to an over 200-year mint legacy of legal tender silver dollars. Like the Morgan dollar from over 100 years ago, it instantly is recognizable around the world. So what was the timeline? Going back, as I said, July 9th, 1985, Public Law 99-61 authorized the Statue of Liberty coin program. This was signed by President Ronald Reagan. The legislation authorizes the mint to strike up to 500,000 $5 gold coins, 10 million $1 silver coins, and 25 million half-dollar clad coins to commemorate the statue's 1986 centennial. On October 18th was the first strike of the Statue of Liberty gold-proof coin. On June 5th, 1986, President Reagan reappointed Donna Pope to a second term as the 33rd director of the Mint. She serves from June 1981 to August 1991. On September 8, 1986, the American Eagle gold bullion coin was struck. On October 29, 1986, the U.S. Treasury, James A. Baker III, strikes the $1 American Eagle silver bullion coin in a ceremony at the San Francisco Assay Office, now called the San Francisco Mint. This was also the first investment-grade silver bullion coin in history issued by the U.S. Mint. This 2021 was the year of COVID-19, and grading companies experienced longer lead times due to less people, and then they were slammed with more Silver Eagle submissions than normal, resulting in longer lead times. I had multiple NGC submissions that took 6 to 8 weeks turnaround time, and an increase in the number of NGC mistakes, especially in their imaging department. Discriminating collectors often seek out the Silver Eagle, which has been graded and authenticated by respected third-party professional grading services such as Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and then the smaller ICI and Annex services. In addition to authentication and grading American Silver Eagles, most grading services have certified very exclusive limited edition Silver Eagles bearing special pedigrees. They have included handwritten autographs by numismatic luminaries such as John Mercanti, Edmund C. Moy, Elizabeth Joan, autographs from celebs and historic figures, as well as special pedigree labels honoring major events, hoards, milestones, and accomplishment. It's your decision to collect only the raw coin issued by the U.S. Mint or to buy graded coins from a dealer. My recommendation is do both. Key dates. You may want to make some notes on some of these points. Of course, the 1986 Silver Eagle was first struck in San Francisco on October 29th of that year, and it was released on November 24th. The first year of a new series is almost always the most popular. The coin mintage was comparable to those of many older early years, but its statute as the first makes it particularly important in the eyes of many collectors. Adding to its appeal is a variety within the issue, as the U.S. Mint tested a variety of finishes for the coin. Although all 1986 BU Silver Eagles are attractive, Mint State 70 examples are especially scarce. In fact, NGC awarded just 1.1% of the coins submitted received their highest grade. Those that did earn an MS 70 grade often command substantial premiums in the third-party markets. It was recently discovered that the 86 bullion American Silver Eagles were struck at the San Francisco Mint, where everyone thought they were done at the West Point Mint. Therefore, the vast majority of NGC and PCGS slabs don't have a mint mark. Only those that were recently found in green monster boxes with full documentation have the implied S on the label. The 1994 Silver Eagle saw the lowest mintage in this bullion series to date at under 4.3 million pieces. This is less than 10% of the numbers struck from 2013 to 2015. Coins in this issue tend to be spotty, which is why just 0.14% of those submitted to NGC earned an MS 70 perfect grade. Not surprisingly, the few that made the cut tend to sell with eye-popping premiums. Like the 94 edition, the 96 year saw major production problems. Milk spots emerged on many pieces, and NGC graded more than 600 MS69 for every one that was graded perfect Mint State 70. This year also had the lowest mintage in the entire series at just over 3.6 million pieces. Accordingly, both Mint State 70s and ungraded raw coins can be elusive to find. The existence of a production run of 2015 Philadelphia Silver Eagle bullions coins that were struck at the Philadelphia branch in 2015 was recently discovered thanks to a Freedom of Information Act request. That request, which was filed by CoinWorld and NGC, resulted in the U.S. Mint releasing information concerning the mintage and production facilities of Silver Eagles struck from 2014 to 2017. This information revealed that in 2015, just 79,500 bullion Silver Eagles were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, making this the lowest silver bullion issue of the new series at that time. The 2020 emergency production Silver Eagles was another surprise by the U.S. Mint. Between April 2020 and April 20th, 2020, the Philadelphia Mint struck 240,000 brilliant uncirculated bullion Silver Eagles. While these Silver Eagles are usually struck at West Point and San Francisco mints, that year a portion of the production shifted to Philadelphia due to both consistent demand for the coin and complications arising from COVID-19 pandemic. While bullion coins do not carry mint marks, thanks to tracking numbers in sealed green monster boxes from which facility the Silver Eagles originated, it can be parsed out by savvy collectors and third-party grading services like NGC. The low mintage of 240,000 makes the 2020 emergency Silver Eagle the second lowest bullion Silver Eagle issued to date. Moving on to key proof silver eagles. In 1993, the U.S. Mint moved production of proof eagles from San Francisco to Philadelphia. That year, 405,913 proofs were struck. It became the lowest standard proof mintage in the history of the series to that point in time. Then in 1994, the proof silver eagle sales dropped despite the low mintage of 93. Just 372,168 proof silver eagles were struck that year, making this one of the lowest issues in the entire series. While percentage-wise, this issue is close to its predecessor, its statute as the lowest standard mintage makes this one of the costlier issues to acquire of any of the regular issue proof silver eagles. The 1995 W from this silver eagle was not issued as the usual proof silver eagle. It is largely considered to be the key date of the entire Silver Eagle series. It was issued and only available in the 10th anniversary set, proof set, special anniversary proof set with a mintage of 45,000 sets, but only 30,125 were sold. Sometimes called the King of American Silver Eagles, this issue gained the number 4 position in the famous resource book, 100 Greatest U.S. Modern Coins. The burnished Silver Eagle is the youngest of the 3 annual issues. Accordingly, the key dates are more likely to change than they are for BU and proof Silver Eagles. That said, it's also possible that the recent dip in mintages could have resulted in an all-time lows. Time will only tell. The 2017 burnished Eagle set a new low for burnished Silver Eagle production. It marked the first year that fewer than 150,000 pieces were struck. A handful of special Silver Eagle issues have the lowest mintage, but this one stood out among the 3 regular issues of Silver Eagles. The final 2018 burnished mintage numbers remains unclear, but as of late December, this edition looked all but certain to break the record of the previous year. As of the end of December 2018, fewer than 131,000 had been sold. With relatively little variations in the 3 annual silver series, over time, the search for key dates is a perfect way to spruce up collecting for those who love the Silver Eagle iconic design. While the burnished key dates may change, the key dates of the proofs and the business strike seem secure for the foreseeable future. Although, who knows what time may bring. There are other Silver Eagles to keep your eye on. In November of 2019, the U.S. Mint released an enhanced reverse proof Silver Eagle that was struck at the San Francisco Mint. Not only does the enhanced reverse proof finish allow the iconic American Silver Eagle design to be appreciated in a seldom seen light, but this release boosts a mintage limit of just 30,000 coins, which gives this issue a low mintage than the previous king, the 1995 West Point proof. This November 2019 date is also well known by many collectors as the date that the U.S. Mint website crashed multiple times due to the high demand by buyers. I know I was online at the time, and I actually checked out 7 times with the website crashing all 7 times. The last time, I got the dreaded error message that the coin was no longer available. This is when the complaint email started to Coin World, and it was also later that David Ryder took action to resolve the website issues on low volume, high demand coins. And what my memory tells me, this coin sold out between 2 and 3 minutes from when it went on sale at the mint. The 2021 American Silver Eagle marks the 35th anniversary of the Silver Eagle series, and the first time that 2 types of Silver Eagles would be issued in a single year. A much anticipated design change happened in mid-2021 that saw the John Mercalli classic Heraldic Eagle on the reverse that has appeared since the series was introduced in 1986 and was replaced by a new reverse design by Emily Damstra. The 2021 Silver Eagle Type 1 last year of issue, this last year draws about as much collector interest as the first year of issue. With the release of the new Silver Eagle Type 2, the final Silver Eagle Type 1 featuring Mercalli's Heraldic Eagle are sure to be treasured for years to come. According to my local coin dealer, the demand for the Type 1 Silver Eagles is always higher than the Type 2, and now it demands a premium price. The last item, the 2021 Type 2, is first year of issue. In mid-2021, the Mint unveiled the new design for the first time in over 35 years of the series. After a grueling review process, the final design that was chosen showcases an eagle in flight on the reverse, grasping an oak branch in its talons. That new reverse design, dubbed the Type 2 design, was crafted by Emily Damstra, a member of the U.S. Mint's Artistic Infusion Program. This Type 2 Silver Eagle also includes several new security enhancements intended to help prevent counterfeiting in the form of an interrupted rim gap and other enhancements that the Mint does not share. In addition, Adolf Weinemann's artistic initials are also included for the first time on the obverse. The first year of issues are always of great interest to collectors, and this first significant design change in the Silver Eagle has drawn a high amount of interest. I got this 1986 Silver Eagle a year ago, and it's graded MS69. It's one of those rare ones that was submitted to NGC with the proper paperwork to allow them the use of the implied S after the date. For most collectors, the MS69 is affordable compared to paying over $1,200 for an Mint State 70. This coin was released November 24th, 1986, and I only wish that I had purchased more than the 2 that I bought from the Mint that year. This is the 1987 Silver Eagle, graded Mint State 69 in a special dual core slab with an eagle label developed between an authorized purchaser and NGC. It's just a really stunning slab. And again, it shows that, you know, that S in the after the year. This key date proof has a mintage of only 405,913. Throughout its first 35 years, more than 600 million proof Silver Eagles have been struck. Typically, this proof coin sells for a reasonable $129. This key proof has a mintage of only 372,168. Typically, it sells for $199. "2020 marked the first ever use of a privy mark in the American Silver Eagle program. The use of the V75 privy mark for the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II was well done. The slab features a special label, and the text 75th anniversary of World War II was printed on the label. For a slab to have this copy, you had to submit the sealed mailing boxes from the US Mint to NGC for grading. And if I'm looking at this number, this is out of my own personal collection, and you can see it was the #1 coin that I had submitted. This coin, again, personal submission, and therefore it qualified as an early release, having been received within the first 30 days after release by the Mint. On the left is the unique US Mint package for this West Point V75 Privy Mark Silver Eagle. On the right is a close-up view of the V75 Privy Mark. In my opinion, one of the best Privy Marks released by the Mint. They only struck up to 70, they were struck up to 75,000, but they produced just a little under that number. So it does command premiums today. When you buy any raw coin from the US Mint, you need to pay attention to the COA, specifically the signature of the director. During David Ryder's second term as US Mint director, he's been known to sign a small quantity of the COAs. Normally, the director signs the artwork and a lithograph plate is made and the COAs are printed. When you look at the signature with a 5X or an 8X glass, you see the individual dots that were printed. If you don't see the dots, and you know that they're hand signed. For some low population, high demand issues, Mr. Ryder has been known to sign up to 100 COAs, and then they are randomly inserted into OEM packages as they're sent to the collector. This is always posted on the website when this is done for the individual coin. They will tell you that the director has signed X number of the COAs. So a hand-signed COA raises the value of this coin. So I encourage you to read the Mint's website when you're buying. Read it closely to see if he signed any of the COAs. And then if you're fortunate enough to go to an ANA trade show and one of the directors of the Mint is there, or one of the designers, he, especially Mr. Ryder, was known to sign a lot of COAs at those events. 2021 was the first year of the 35th anniversary. Was the year of the 35th anniversary of the stunning Silver Eagle design, but it was also the second year of COVID-19. US Mint had multiple shutdowns of the entire production facility at multiple locations. They also shut down equipment that was too close together and encountered multiple supply chain issues. These issues resulted in many reductions in the quantity of coins struck. This is the first time 2 different types of Silver Eagles were issued in a single year, causing many Silver Eagle collectors to exceed their coin budget with all the different ASDs produced that year and with all the numerous variety of labels and cores. The low number struck also drove up the demand, resulting in the higher prices for both raw and graded coins. Remember that the year of last and first makes these type 1s and type 2 Silver Eagles key date coins. Some people like the terminology bookends, same terminology. On the left is the flag core slab, whose rights are owned by one of the 18 authorized purchasers. This slab was sold only on one day, New Year's Day, so the population numbers are low. The dealer also uses a flag core for their July 4th one-day event. Both versions are difficult to find since buyers typically don't want to sell them due to their low population numbers. The slab on the right has the beautiful NGC Eagle label. which is a no charge upgrade. Beside the perfect grade, this has the first day of issue attribute. Note that the T1 designation, NGC uses the T1 and T2 designation for space requirements on their labels. These two slabs are about the power of perfection. Both proof type 1 Eagle dollars have a perfect grade and are hand signed by John Mercanti, the 12th U.S. Mint chief engraver, and Elizabeth Jones, the 11th chief engraver at the Mint. I love the black cores, which provides more pop for the silver coins. Both these coins are out of my collection. The Mint State coin with the FDI attributes was signed by Edmund C. Moy, who was the 38th director of the Mint. This is the third piece of a 3-coin set. The slab. So I will point out, take a second and look around the borders of these slabs. And notice on the left, you see a little bit of bright light. That's because these are direct off from the NGC website. And this is, that's not bad, but normally it's a tighter frame like the one on the right, and you don't see anything but the slab itself. On the left side of the one on the left, you can start to see some of the fixture that holds the slabs. As we go through the rest of the slabs, kind of pay attention to that, because you'll see we have an issue at the Mint. I mean, at NGC, sorry. This slab stands out from many with Lady Liberty, dual black core slab and label. The proof coin pops against the black background. This core, again, it's only available from 1 AP. And notice the Lady Liberty and the label and the core, but on the reverse side, it's basically a solid black core. Notice when we get to the type 2s, you'll see it change. This unique 35th anniversary label, NGC label, really stands out and can be ordered by collectors and dealers. What is unique and special about this label is that the Silver Eagle is from the 2021 congratulations set, and that same information is printed on the label. For this to happen, sealed boxes with a paper trail were submitted to NGC. Collectors can have the congratulations sets printed from any year on the label only if they do not open the box they received from the US Mint and they put it in a second box and send it to NGC. Normally, bullion coins are struck at the West Point Mint. Take a look at this emergency production coin. And they normally are not printed with a mint mark. During the first 6 months of last year, the West Point Mint shut down due to COVID-19. They reached out to the Philadelphia Mint, asking them to produce bullion coins. Philadelphia made bullion coins for 6 weeks, of course, without the mint mark. Out of all the US mints, Philadelphia is the least automated, so there's more human touches to these coins than at other mints. The net result is that less coins grade MS70 than the other mints. And in order for NGC to add the implied P on the label, these coins were received in the green monster box along with proper documentation. Then and only then does it qualify for the implied P to be printed on the label. This slab is also from my collection, and I think it's pretty cool with the emergency production printed, and with the fact it's attribute of first day of issue signed by Mercani and a perfect grade. The next time, continuing with emergency production, the next time the West Point Mint closed due to COVID, they reached out to the San Francisco Mint to produce these Silver Eagles. And same explanation, you know, green monster boxes had to be submitted to with documentation to either PCGS or NGC. Otherwise, you know, NGC would not know that, did it come from West Point or did it come from Philadelphia or San Francisco? So that's key learning here. The U.S. Mint surprised the 18 authorized purchasers when they announced they held back the final 400 green boxes of the T1 Silver Eagles and the first 400 boxes of the T2 Silver Eagles. These were sold only to the APs with full documentation in sealed green monster boxes and sent to the grading company, which allows, in this case, NGC to print the first T1 production and final 400 boxes on this beautiful label. The NGC population of this coin is 1 out of 2,346. A substantial amount were graded MS69s. Now let's talk about last day of production. What a great way to celebrate the final year of issue for this iconic numismatic design by owning a Silver Eagle produced on the last day of production. The Silver Eagle was submitted to NGC with all the documentations in, of course, the sealed green monster boxes. I don't remember the population, but this is really low. And as you can also tell, this has a unique label that you and I could not order from NGC. The Silver Eagle Type 2 mintage started in June 2021. Thanks to the modern design technology, the updated obverse is a closer reflection of Weinmann's original vision and includes the addition of his traditional artist mark. Again, Emily Damstra created the Type 2 Silver Eagle reverse design, and Michael Gaudiaso was the Type 2 Silver Eagle reverse engraver. Damstra has dual citizenship in Canada and the United States. She was a member of the Artistic Infusion program. Her design of the bald eagle landing was selected from 39 entries. And Gaudioso worked for the Mint from 2009 to 2020. And his last assignment before retirement was the Type 2 American Silver Eagle. Here is a great comparison of the Type 1, Type 2 reverse. The new design takes advantage of new technology and includes several anti-counterfeiting measures to reduce the fakes produced worldwide. This is the obverse and reverse of the Type 2 Silver Eagle. Obverse is the most overlooked side. When collectors talk about the new Type 2 Silver Eagle, they talk about the reverse because it's not easy to identify the changes on the obverse. So the US Mint created this image. These 5 subtle enhancements to the obverse are shown in this slide. What it doesn't show is in the reading that they used a special, they changed that reading as from a counterfeiting technique. and there's a gap in the reading at the 6 o'clock position. So these are your 5 enhancements on the obverse. This slide shows the 5 key features that changed on the obverse and on the reverse of the Type 2 Silver Eagle. The last image and this image can be found on the US Mint website. Normally when I do my I'll give you a minute to look at this. You can find these on the Mint site. If you look under Silver Eagles, normally when I do these presentations, the majority, about a third of the slides are from the US Mint, and half or more is NGC. And then I may have 1 or 2 from one of the 18 authorized purchasers. But when I was putting this together, US Mint's website's digital library has been down for over 3 weeks. And so, as you have noticed, I always give photo credits, and there's a lot of these images that I had to pull from one of the authorized purchasers. Let's see, where are we? This 2-piece set, which I call Changing of the Guard, consists of the 2021 Type 1 and the Type 2 Silver Eagles, and are an excellent way to examine the obverse and reverses of both coins. This is available on eBay and from online coin dealers. What is unique about this particular set is that the coins came from the final 200,000 Type 1 Silver Eagles, as well as the first 200,000 of the Type 2 Silver Eagles. So it's got a very special pedigree. So when you're shopping, beware. If it's important that you have this pedigree. A lot of the ones that I found on eBay do not have that pedigree. They've just simply taken the bullion coins and popped them in and sent them to NGC. The US Mint advanced purchasers were not aware that the US Mint had held back the final 200,000 Eagles, which is 400 boxes, from the 2021 Type 1, as well as the first 200 Eagles or 400 boxes of the Type 2 Silver Eagles. These green monster boxes and documentation were only made available to the Mint APs for resale. The Mint's documentation of the sealed boxes allowed the grading companies to use that first or last day of production pedigree for these labels, as shown on this slide. And again, you have a unique label on the obverse side. Many discriminating collectors seek out Silver Eagles which have been graded and then authenticated by respectable third-party professional grading services such as NGC, PCGS, and ICS. Pedigrees and special designations in the quest for first strikes are high on their priority list. This slide and the next ones are from my 3-piece set with low population numbers. The NGC slab is a Mint 870 FDI and is signed by Michael Gaudioso. Notice that beautiful eagle on the dual core on the reverse. This PCG S, wait a minute. I got out of sequence here. There we go. This PCGS slide from the 3-piece set is signed by Emily Damstra and was graded Mint 870 and first day of issue rather than first strike. An interesting point is she only signs for PCGS, and she keeps the population numbers lower than John Mercanti. Rather than show you the third matching NGC slab signed by Mercanti, this slide shows a less expensive option, graded MS-70 and early releases. How meaningful is John Mercanti's signature on a Type 2 coin? That's for you to really decide. There's a lot of collectors that are not buying many of the Mercanti Type 2s because he really doesn't have that involvement with the new Type 2. Most of these individuals that sign labels with first day of issue, first strike, and advanced releases, this is an excellent example of a lower price slab being signed by a key figure. This is an excellent looking Eagle label on a flag core. Again, this core can only be purchased from one AP. Dual core has a design on the reverse side of the flab, with a standard core only has no design element on the reverse. These are difficult to find. This is the famous and well-liked NGC standard label for the 35th anniversary. And it's a no charge, no upgrade cost. This is another dual core with Lady Liberty and a Lady Liberty core on the obverse side with the Eagle landing on the reverse side of the core. I really like this. This is a really beautiful core, and it only works in black. Here's another NGC slab with that great 35th anniversary label. Often collectors who want a tight coin for their collection will buy the Silver Eagle as proof 69 rather than a proof 70 to save money. Of course, there are also collectors that only collect MS-69s and proof 69s and are building a complete Silver Eagle collection. That stunning dual core reappears here, is again owned by one of the authorized purchasers. This is another example where it's emergency production that West Point shut down due to COVID-19, and they reached out to San Francisco to help out. Because the sealed green monster boxes contained all the coins and proper documentation, NGC was able to add the implied S on the label. And again, no, you cannot send a 2021 Mint State 70 to NGC for grading and ask them to add the implied mint mark. It's only possible when sealed green monster boxes and documentation are submitted to NGC or PCGS. Take a good look at the reverse of this Silver Eagle and notice the image is out of focus. This image is direct from the NGC website. During 2020 and 2021, NGC started hiring new people due to the large number of submissions for grading, especially in 2021, due to the different iterations of the Silver Eagles. I have communicated with NGC about the multiple issues in their imaging department. Out of focus images, image sizes, resulting in showing the mechanism used to hold the slab, which is also visible on both of these images, especially on that left side. Their only response, they'll look into it. I classify the 2022 bullion and proof coins as difficult because of the small expected mintages and smaller quantities that have been graded and available to buy. Of the 3 American Silver Eagles being released this year, they were all sold out through the enrollment program. In fact, yesterday and this morning, I received notices that mine that are being, the Silver Eagles being released next Thursday, will be shipping in the next day or two. On the left is the Type 2 Mint State Eagle with the implied W. On the label, Mint State 70 FDI with a white core, signed by Michael Gaudioso. Note the label has the initials. Yeah, and that's really unique. Let's see if I can get my pointer up here. Right here, that is the initials of the designer of the Lady Liberty, and it matches the font. It's the same font. It's another special label. On the right is the 22 Silver Eagle Type 2 Mint State 70 FDI with that beautiful eagle label with a black core, and signed by oh, this one's not signed, sorry. There we go. On the left is the Type 2 Proof 70 Ultra Cameo FDI, signed by Michael Gaudioso with a unique label with a limited number, looking at last line, of 500 slabs graded with this configuration. On the right is a much less expensive Type 2 Proof 70 Ultra Cameo FDI with the Eagle label. In the last week, more and more dealers are either taking pre-orders or they're starting to sell Proof 2022 coins with delivery in May. Last year, we started seeing Silver Eagles signed by Mr. David Ryder, the past U.S. director. These slabs are difficult to find, and due to their low population numbers. Well, wait a minute. So I modified this morning my presentation and added from my personal library this 2021 Type 1 FDI signed by David Ryder. NGC population, it's 1 of 306. Mr. Ryder is fairly new to, since he's retired, to signing. He signed on with NGC, and he's a fairly new signer. And I believe he has signed some of the 2021s, and I've been notified that he will be signing some of the 2022s. So when I say that, I'm talking about gold and silver, since he was the mint director, and of course he was involved in the Type 1 and Type 2 dates. So I want to thank you for your time and your support, and encourage you to support your local coin dealer and support your local coin clubs. Now, I know Andy's going to come online here.
I am. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. If you want to stop sharing your screen so that everyone can see you nice and big, and we can do a Q&A session.
Sure. As soon as I find my mouse.
There you go. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, be sure to send them in and we will get them all asked. Looks like we have one in there so far. How does an American Silver Eagle get milk spots? You mentioned that early on in the presentation.
Yeah, it's due to a couple of things. One of them can be moisture, but they're due to the handling. And it is possible for any of the grading companies, if they receive a coin and it's no milk spots, they seal it. They no longer guarantee, because it's possible as it ages that it could pick up that milk spot. And it's something that's happened during the minting process, and that just expands and you get this white spot on the coin, and that's where the milk description came from.
Okay, awesome.
And it can happen on raw coins as well. And I have a couple silver eagles that are like that, sitting in a safe too, where there's some humidity controls, and not much you can do.
Yeah. Someone says, "Thank you, Del. Great presentation." So it seems like people are enjoying it. That's good.
Thank you.
How did you become interested in the American Silver Eagle?
It was like, it was a new coin that was released from the mint in 86. And I said, oh, that's interesting. And I wasn't a subscriber to Coin World or anything. And my father-in-law says, you need to take a look at this as something new. And so I was buying 2 or 3 a year, got through, and somewhere in there one year was one of those years was a high demand. When I got home from work, they were sold out. So I do have a couple of holes, but my raw collection is totally, complete. I just love the design. I really love the design, the sign of it, the size of it. The issue is this is 2022. It's a lot of space. It's a lot of space when you're talking in the original package, but I just really like the both sides of the Silver Eagle.
Yeah. Another one. Do you think the MS69 Eagles represent a great value when compared to the prices of 70s, especially in the early years?
All right. I'll normally it's, if you're going to spend the money, it's worthwhile if you can afford it to get the mid state or the proof 70s. The 69 is good for those individuals that want to have the coin and don't want to, spend that money. But to give you an idea, that one, the mint state 69, that first one I showed, that the NGC population value on that coin is $350. I paid right at 100, but I looked, and the 87 MS69, I paid a hair over 100, and that has a 250 population, $250. I'm sorry. So those first 2 coins, $600 already, and that's not bad for, when I take a look at what I've got invested in those.
Nice, very interesting. Another one, considering all the dates, mint marks, and distinct NGC labels, how many unique varieties make up the entire American Silver Eagle collection? That one might be hard to answer. I don't know.
I don't know, but I also, in my coin club, there is a very serious, and his depth of knowledge is better than mine on silver eagles, but he only collects raw eagles. And he's been harping on our Zoom meetings the last 2 years about all these varieties that are being released. And, it's one thing just to have a mint state, a proof, and a burnished. But now all these many, not so much the normal coin dealers, but the larger regional coin dealers and the advanced purchasers, they're coming up with all these, all these different labels. The development of the core, you saw how that core evolved from a one-sided to two-sided. And you got to be careful that you don't get trapped in buying the label, buy the coin, and only, add the varieties that you think's important. And then, it's one thing to have first day of issue, early releases, or first releases. easy to deal with. But now the mint's gotten fancy, and they started with these last 200,000 coins and everything. The variety, my wife, I won't tell my wife what I spent in 21 with all those silver eagles, how far the budget was blown, but it's like you've got to temper your buying.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was realizing during your presentation. There are so many variations when you account for signatures and labels and cores and emergency issues, like all those. It just gets to be a lot of coins.
It really does. And as you can tell, I like that Lady Liberty label and core. So I'm buying those, and my grandkids like them. And, I know where those are headed eventually, but it's like, I often just skip over because they keep coming up with these different things. But when you have that ability to get that first day of production, last day of production, and it normally, the budget's a little bit more for those.
Yeah. Somebody asks, are you on any registry set?
Yes, sir, I am. NGC, yeah. And you can search. I'm also, what did I think in the registry contest this last year's, I want to say about 12 or 13 registries that won, tied or won first place.
Wow.
The year before that, it was like 7 or 8. And the year before that, it was 2. But I am on there. If you use, if you're a registry, NGC registered, signed up, and there's no cost for that, I like the fact that you can inventory and you can create custom sets and use one coin in a variety of sets. But search on my first and last name. Don't use the junior on the end, but use Del and Mineard, and you should be able to find some of my registries.
Very cool. Someone mentions, why no mention of the 2008 reverse of 2007 American Silver Eagle? It's listed in most price guides and is usually considered a key date.
2008, right? See, I was prepared.
Yeah.
I was prepared. I know there are so many, and I've skipped some of the other ones. I'll acknowledge that's a key. That is a key with that
Yeah.
mix, and it's the same thing. I didn't talk about in 2007 and 8, they put the Silver Eagle and the presidential dollars and the Sacagawea dollars together into a special set. You can go on and on. I just missed that one. Thank you.
Yeah. Another one, why buy the label when the coins cannot be distinguished raw?
Yeah, it's a good point. And that's why you heard a lot of emphasis about, when you get an FDI or first day of production, last day of production, those advanced purchasers, authorized purchasers have distinct advantages, and they're buying in green box quantities to get those special labels. Not as easy for a normal collector, but I would, there's such a variety, pick the ones you like.
Yeah.
Fits the budget. Fit the budget.
That's true. We have another question along the same lines. I think you kind of answered it when answering the last one. And then one more. the 70s can cost thousands, correct? When compared to the 69s in the hundred of dollars range.
Yes, in the key, yes. And remember, I mentioned that, give you an idea, I mentioned that the 2019 S that sold out in 2 or 3 minutes, and I had it in my inbox in that last time, you know, I got that error message. I own one, okay, and I did not buy it raw, because at first the flippers on eBay were way overcharging, and then the prices come down, and you know, you could do a whole presentation on acquisition. But I do own one, and it's a first day of issue, and you know, it's well worth, it's over $2,000 for that one coin. So
Yeah.
they're when fully graded, you know, graded in as a first day of issue. But you know, that was my desire, because, and I have watched that coin, and it has gone up substantially since I bought it, because the mintage was so low.
Yeah. It looks like one more question in there. If anyone else has questions, put them in. Are the advanced release proof coins worth the premium, or is it a new fad?
I believe it's more of a new fad. I only have, I have passed. In fact, I am passing on the, to give you an idea, on the 22s, because I'm being bombarded by 2 different companies right now with advanced purchases. And quite honestly, I have a hard time with the, I want to say it's $6.95, but give me a second here.
Okay.
Give me a second. $4.95. The $6.95 one had a signature. Here's another one that's $5.95, and I think it's more of a fad, and those authorized purchasers are finding ways. You know, basically what that means is it got to the grading company before the first day of release. So that's what an advanced, that's what the advanced releases is for. I think the price, I agree, the prices are just really high. I'm looking, you can get, for instance, the Gaudioso and the Damstra advanced releases. Those 2 slabs, $8.95. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm passing.
Yeah. Another one. Why do you think the 2021 and 2022 proofs are relatively expensive when you look at the comparable mintage of other years?
The year of the, you know, the being the first, the last, the, you know, type 1s, and then the first, the mint pulled back a little bit on the mintage, but I think that's people, some of the large TV coin dealers, and some of the stuff in by the regionals are really pushing hard on the first and the last, the 2 bookends for last year, and that's why those proofs are up there. People, a lot of people like the proofs more than they do the mint states.
Yeah.
And so the price is, I agree, the price is higher, but there are some, you know, sometimes you just take a look at, you know, people, the demand is just pushing that price up, and it's caused even the dealers are marking up the premiums more over what they pay. So it's the combination, it's just pushed it all the prices.
And a follow-up question of that, mintages are still in the hundreds of thousands, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Well, there are no other questions in the queue, and it is about time to wrap up so that people can get to other presentations that they want to go to. just a reminder to everybody that the NNP Symposium is happening today, Saturday and Sunday. So you guys can go check out all the other presentations that we have going on this weekend. There are a lot of good ones coming up, and so I would encourage you to do that. But thank you guys for coming to this one. It was great to hear all about the American Silver Eagles and learn more about that. And Del, thank you so much for your time and sharing with us all that you know about this topic.
Thank you, sir. I enjoyed it.
Awesome, we did too. Well, everybody have a great rest of your day, and we hope to see you at another NNP Symposium presentation. Bye.